Hello, welcome. My name is Deqa, and today's video is all about how to be persuasive in an interview or a meeting or whatever the case might be. And this is such an important factor because I've been doing this for over 10 years, interviewing candidates, and I have interviewed thousands upon thousands of candidates. So I know what it means to be persuasive and how not to be persuasive at all. So today I am going to give you 3 tips. So let's begin. Number 1 is trust. And what trust really means is that the more comfortable the person that is interviewing you, the hiring manager, more comfortable they are at that very given moment, the more likely they are to see you as the right candidate. So how do you build trust? One of the first things that you can do by building trust is really about providing details and examples. So the best way that I can describe this is to take this person that you're speaking to and take them on a journey of your past experience. So how do you do that? By really going into details and painting a picture. So I'll give you an example. Recently I interviewed this awesome candidate, and to be honest, at the beginning I was a little bit on the fence, didn't have a lot of professional experience, but she went into details about her studies, and she went into details and gave me what it was like to study German studies and how rich the culture is and how rich the language is and how she's learned so much about, famous philosophers like Nietzsche and so forth. Anyhow, this is not an area that I particularly have a lot of knowledge in, but the point is she was able to take me on a journey. And during that process, she kind of came alive. So an attachment was built and that trust was built. So she went from being an okay candidate to me really liking her. So that was an easy way to build trust. Another way that you can build trust as well is you take those few minutes, especially at the beginning, because that's when you have the most impact and that's when the trust is really built. And in the next few ones, I'll be able to tell you how you can do that. Number 2, it's about relationship building. Relationship building, especially as you have such a short amount of time while the interview is taking place, is about finding a common ground. How do you find a common ground with a stranger who could potentially give you a job or not give you a job? One of the first things that you can do is go on their LinkedIn page. For me, for example, if you go on my LinkedIn page, you'll be able to see that I went to school in London, or that's where I'm from. Maybe you can say something about a time that you visited Europe or London, UK, or how your parents are from there. It doesn't really matter. So really do some research on the person that is interviewing you. You'll be able to find that common ground. However, I warn you don't go on their Facebook or their Instagram. Is super unprofessional when I get messages on Facebook. So use that professional platform. Another way that you can build a relationship is, the first couple of minutes of an interview are the most important. And I'll tell you why. Because I'll ask you at some point how you are, how your day was. Take that time and say something interesting. Say something interesting about a podcast that you listened to, or you had a very nice weekend, or a book that you were reading while you were waiting for this interview. It doesn't really matter. The point is, you want to be more than just a resume. And the way to do that is by unveiling yourself. Is that a word? Just kind of taking back the curtains a little bit. And that's the best way that you can do that. The other thing as well that I wanted to mention is mirror the other person. Mirror their tone, their body language, and the way they speak. Don't mimic my accent. It happens so often. If the person is, a little bit cheery and, and talk with their hands, mirror me a little bit. If they are reserved and introvert, into details, take it down a bit. But whatever you do, always just maintain that positive attitude and always smile, of course. And finally, number 3 is add some heart. This is a one that gets forgotten often. In the professional world, we often, we're so rational and strategic, and those things are obviously amazing, but this is an interview. So add some heart, show some passion, show some drive, or talk about a time that you went above and beyond at work or in school. More and more research, and I know this is certainly true for me, you know, your emotional intelligence is so much more important than your IQ. So showcase that. I hope you have found this helpful. If you have, please do share. If you don't, that's okay. I would still love to hear from you, so leave a comment and give it a thumbs up. Have a great day. Bye.